Personality of the Universal Father. I'm already high. Do not permit the magnitude of God, His infinity, either to obscure or eclipse His personality. He who planned the ear, planned, he who planned the ear shall not hear. Hi, Alison.
Hi, Alison.
Hi.
Hey, darling.
Is Kim coming this morning? I think Misha said she was coming.
Yeah, there should be. Misha should be coming this week. It's still actually just 7:31. Maybe we'll wait just a couple of maybe we just wait a couple of minutes for them, see if they come. I'll send a message to Kim. Kim is usually a couple of minutes late, so we'll just wait a bit.
Hi, Penelope.
Hi, Penelope.
Hi, Penelope.
We can't hear you.
Oh, now you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, okay. How are you, Cole?
I'm good, darling. How about you? Haven't seen
Yeah,
you
good,
for a while.
thank you. Yeah.
That's good.
Who's a man that said hello? I don't know who he is.
Probably
Anthony. Anthony.
My name's Anthony. How you
Oh,
going?
hi, Anthony. I don't think I've met you before.
No,
I
nice to
haven't
meet you.
joined any Zoom groups for a very long time.
Yeah, I remember you from, were you doing the Course of Love group or maybe the Mirari group?
No, the
Was it Course in Miracles?
right use of will
Oh, yeah.
with Cole for a
Oh,
bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think something else before then. I can't remember, but yeah.
This is URANTIA book. Do you know that this is a URANTIA book reading?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Cole. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kim.
Sweetheart.
Have you got the actual book, Penelope?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
All right, well,
That's
maybe
so precious.
Kim might be able to give you a close page. We're up to, I don't know what we're up to, 5, Personality of the Universal Father.
Well,
Okay.
my book
My book
might
is
be
page
different.
27.
Oh, I better get my glasses on, actually.
My page is 20. Oh, wait for her to come back.
What's your
Is yours
page?
page 27 too, Alison? 27?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
maybe it's the same page numbering.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
I'll check it. I'll check on Misha as well.
I'm just going to check my copy.
I know that feeling. Hmm.
Personality in the universe, is that it?
The personality of the Universal Father. It's a paper one.
Oh, yeah. Yep, got it. Yeah, it is number 27. Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's got so many numbers in there. It's crazy.
Yeah. I bought it a
I have
couple
to
of years
say,
ago.
Cole, every time I thought about the URANTIA book this week, I got really happy.
I know. It's amazing, isn't
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Same thing. Same thing. I just get so happy. I listening to in the car. I'm listening to the paper 47. It talks explains the whole death thing and the shift where we go next. And it's just
The
so
whole what thing?
death.
Death. Oh, yeah.
It's like the passing over to the next level. And it describes it to the most minute detail, how what happens and where it's going and what actually occurs. And it's just, I've been just listening to it over and over. It's just so fascinating. And it's such a precision, just the way it's described. You just go like, oh my God, it just puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm having some experience. It was just such a surprise to always feel like, how come I'm not even understanding most of it? And I'm smiling ear to ear.
Yeah. Well, I tried to read
Nice.
the first part of the book years ago when I first got the book, and I ended up giving up in disgust because I was trying to understand it all. And I ended up going and just reading the last section on Jesus, and that
Yeah,
was fantastic. I loved that.
same.
But it's like I have to be, I have to be coming to it from a different frame of
Perspective.
mind, or I wouldn't be able to enjoy it like this.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear that, because I bought this a couple of years ago and I tried reading it and I thought, this is gobbledygook.
Well, once again, it's a bit like Course in Miracles. If you don't understand it, don't sort of, or A Course of Love, just don't try to understand it. Just sort of accept it says what it says and then move on to the next bit. And it's
Yeah. Because I found the same. I liked the Jesus part, but I didn't end up reading it all. I only read a little bit of it, but I couldn't understand. The book. So anyway, so I didn't end up
I find
reading
that reading it backwards is really good. You start with the fourth book, but also there's lots of audios, and they're just so much easier to digest because you don't have to like get into this hard. It's not an easy book to read.
no.
It's quite.
I actually had a go at. I couldn't load those ones that were on the page that was sent to me. I'll try again. I'll see if it happens. It might have been just the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's tons of them. You can just go to YouTube and type in URANTIA book paper one, and you will be there. I think there are at least two versions that can be used. One is very old, like you can hear is the old recordings.
But they're free.
Oh yeah, free, of course.
Yeah, that's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think one version's got ads on it and the other version hasn't.
Really?
I think so, because the one you sent's got no ads, but then I Googled it one afternoon and I got it with lots of ads, which is in the zone, and then you get this crazy voice come through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pity. I pay myself, I pay money to YouTube just not to have any ads. So I just have, because I can access everything without having anyone telling me what I need to buy.
But I've just listened to the whole Jesus section on YouTube.
You finished it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. So do you think go to section 3 now?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. That was my journey. I went to section 3, which was all about Earth and how it all puts together. And there's one beautiful section there where they really look at every religion and how it actually evolved, like what it came from.
Oh, that's cool.
What is based on, and yeah, really, really quite something. And then it gets trippy. You go to book 2, and it's like, what? Because it talks about the local universe, our local universe, which is huge. Like the word local is like very far away. And that's the section when it talks about the death. It's a paper 47, really amazing. And then it goes into this book, which is like the hardest part. All right, let's go for it, hey? Everybody knows where we are?
Yep.
Do not permit the magnitude of God, his infinity, either to obscure or eclipse his personality. He who planned the ear shall not hear.
Shall he not hear?
Shall he not hear? Thank you, sweetheart. He who formed the eye, shall he not see? The universal Father is the, how do you say this? Acme?
Acme. But I don't know what that means. Do you know, Kim?
I think it's like the pinnacle or the something like that. I have to Google.
That would be right. Acme, the pinnacle.
The point at which something is at its best or most highly developed.
Yes. Pinnacles.
So the universal Father is acme of divine personality, is the origin and destiny of personality through all creation. God is both infinite and personal. He is an infinite personality. The Father is truly a personality, notwithstanding that the infinity of his persons places him forever beyond the full comprehension of material and finite beings.
Yeah, acme is the point at which something is at its best or most highly developed.
Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. God is much more than a personality, as personality is understood by the human mind. Ding. He is even far more than any possible concept of a super personality. But it is utterly futile to discuss such incomprehensible concepts of divinity, divine personality. It's a funny book, eh, guys? It's like,
it just reminds me of those Course in Miracles students who want to explain the concepts.
Oh my God, that's so funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very cute.
With the minds.
I'll just do that again. But it is utterly futile to discuss such incomprehensible concepts of divine personality with the minds of material creatures whose maximum concept of the reality of being consists in the idea of personality. Ideal personality, Jesus. Thank you. Guys, thank you. There's a beautiful movie yesterday I watched on Netflix called Mary. It just came out. And it's all about that whole, like how, about the Herod and killing the children and how they escaped from, it was nice to see. Full on, but it's good. Anthony Hopkins is the Herod.
Oh, he'd be good.
Yeah, he was very good. He was so nasty. He was like, okay, exactly like the ego is, Just like that part of the mind that doesn't mean well. The material creatures highest possible concept of the universal creator is embraced within the spiritual ideas of exalted idea of divine personality.
It was ideals again. Within the spiritual ideals.
Ideals of exalted idea of divine personality. Therefore, although you may know that God must be much more than a human concept conception of personality, you equally well know that the Universal Father cannot possibly be anything less than an eternal, infinite, true, good, and beautiful. Beautiful personality. He looked in the mirror in the morning and said, looking good again. Oh, maybe someone else reads. I don't think I'm still awakened enough.
It was still good, Cole. It was still good.
Still good. I feel like I'm plowing through it.
I'm happy to read.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lovey.
God is a bit croaky, sorry. God is not hiding from any of his creatures. He is unapproachable to so many orders of beings only because he dwells in a light which no material creature can approach. The immensity and grandeur of the divine personality is beyond the grasp of the unperfected mind of evolutionary mortals. He measures the waters in the hollow of his hand, measures a universe with the span of his hand. It is he who sits on the circle of the earth, who stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreads them out as a universe to dwell in. It's actually such a beautiful piece of literature, isn't it? This
Absolutely.
It is, yeah. It's beautiful.
Lift up your eyes on high and behold who has created all these things, who brings out their worlds by number and calls them all by their names. And
what
so
these quotation marks, where are they from? Are they from within this book? Do you know, Cole?
What quotation marks?
Those things.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Kim.
That's right. It might possibly be in the Bible somewhere.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
And so it is true that the invisible things of God are partially understood by the things which are made.
Yeah. Sounds biblical.
Today, and as you are, you must discern the invisible Maker through his manifold and diverse creation, as well as through the revelation and ministration of his sons and their numerous subordinates. Even though material mortals cannot see the person of God, they should rejoice in the assurance that he is a person. By faith accept the truth, which portrays that the Universal Father so loved the world as to provide for the eternal spiritual progression of its lowly inhabitants, that he delights in his children. God is lacking in none of these superhuman and divine attributes which constitute a perfect, eternal, loving, and infinite creative personality.
Yeah. It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. Shall I read one more para? In the local creations, accepting the personnel of the super universes, God has no personal or residential manifestation aside from the paradise creator sons, who are the fathers of the inhabited worlds and the sovereigns of the local universes. If the faith of the creature were perfect, he would assuredly know that when he had seen a Creator Son, he had seen the universal Father.
Mm-hmm.
In seeking for the Father, he would not ask nor expect to see other than the Son.
Mm.
Mortal man simply cannot see God until he achieves completed spirit transformation and actually attains paradise.
Jesus said, when you've seen me, you've seen the Father, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because you couldn't handle it. You just with the density of our bodies, density of our mind.
We'd just be burnt to smithereens.
Yeah.
Be like dispelled. There absolutely is like this disappearance of everything we ever thought was real.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's what happens to those people who spontaneously combust. They saw God. They just burned up.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh shit, I was wrong about absolutely everything.
And the reason there's a bit of them left is they went, oh no, too late, halfway through.
Definitely not a fun thing to experience when you're driving. That's for sure.
Would someone else like to read now? Oh.
Yeah, I'll have a read. The natures of the Paradise Creator Sons do not encompass all the unqualified potentials of the universe absoluteness, of the infinite nature of the first great source and centre. But the universal Father is in every way divinely present in the Creator Sons.
Beautiful.
The Father and his Sons are one. These Paradise Sons of the Order of Michael are perfect personalities. Even the pattern for all local universe personality, from that of the bright and morning star down to the lowest human creature of progressing animal evolution. Without God, and except for his great and central person, there would be no personality throughout all the vast universe of universes. God is personality. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful.
I think also that word personality is something that's way beyond our comprehension.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, it's not what we think.
Mm-hmm.
We think it is. Yeah. Not what's
even
sorry.
Even presence of Jesus, like Jesus is not a body, it's a presence. And that presence becomes tangible, like one experiences that presence. And when he sees that presence, he realizes that it's just all of this is living in your heart. It's nowhere else. Like there is nothing outside of us. So it's just the heart ignites and brings this personality, as if of what we call Jesus, for the lack of a better word, or like a physical manifestation. But the actual experience is very non-physical. Yet it dispels the spells we are living in. You know, the spell.
Dispels.
Dispels the spells, you know, that we put the spells on ourselves, and we made ourselves dense and slow and a bit thick in the head.
Yeah.
Overloaded with information, but pretty much none of it is much of a use.
I sort of see it as the personality of God, or the personality at all, as identity. And that's more like a very much lighter wavelength, or lighter frequency wavelength, which each of us have.
Yeah.
Which is personal to each of us.
Mm. I've looked up the meaning of personality in the URANTIA book.
And
I googled that. Personality is not simply an attribute of God, it rather stands for the totality of the coordinated infinite nature and the unified divine will, which is exhibited in eternity and universality of perfect expression.
Okay, that's big.
yes,
yes, rather. Oh.
Hey.
So probably Duke for me. Still okay. Oh.
Anyway, definitely deconstructs the limited viewpoint that a human has. That's what it does. It dislodges this tiny little structure and just blows your mind into this vastness of what's available. And that's what I love about this whole journey, that basically describes to you, and even they say, and then we don't know either. That's where it gets beautiful. They go like, we need to just stop right here because this has not been revealed to us yet. So it's like this never-ending birth that apparently takes, like in our sense of time, like 2 million years. So we just like at the beginning stages when we just like crawling out of a womb in a way. Haven't been born yet. And I think that the awakening is form of like a birth into this new way of what's available. It's just kind of lovely.
Yeah, we need to let up on ourselves a bit, hey?
Yeah, lighten up.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time.
All right. What was it? Notwithstanding that God is an eternal power, a majestic presence, a transcendent ideal, and a glorious spirit, though he is all these and infinitely more. Nonetheless, he is truly and everlastingly a perfect creator personality, a person who can know and be known, who can love and be loved, and one who can befriend us while you can be known, as other humans have been known, as the friend of God. He is a real spirit and a spiritual reality. As we see the Universal Father revealed throughout the universe, as we discern him indwelling his myriads of creatures, as we behold him in the persons of his sovereign sons, as we continue to sense his divine presence here and there, near and afar, let us not doubt nor question his personality primacy. Notwithstanding all these far-flung distributions, he remains a true person and everlastingly maintains personal connection with the countless hosts of his creatures scattered throughout the universe of universes. Gosh.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to read?
Yeah, I'll read. The idea of the personality of the Universal Father is an enlarged and truer concept of God, which has come to mankind chiefly through revelation.
Yeah.
Reason, wisdom, and religious experience all infer and imply the personality of God, but they do not altogether validate it. Mm. Even the indwelling thought adjuster is pre-personal.
Wow.
The truth and maturity of any religion is directly proportional to its concept of the infinite personality of God.
I have to say that I love that word, indwelling thought adjuster.
Mm.
And that just, when I heard this was actually for me better than Holy Spirit. Because it was somehow more tangible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, something readjusts my thinking if I ask for it.
Grateful to hear it.
Yeah.
Thank God, because my thinking has only got me into trouble.
Yeah. So like, hey, thought adjuster, do your bidding, do your job. Shift my reality.
Please.
Yeah, please.
The truth and maturity of any religion is directly proportional to its concept of the infinite personality of God and to its grasp of the absolute unity of deity. The idea of a personal deity becomes then the measure of religious maturity. The religion has first formulated the concept of the unity of God.
Mm-hmm.
Primitive religion had many personal gods, and they were fashioned in the image of man. Revelation affirms the validity of the personality concept of God, which is merely possible in the scientific postulate of a first cause and is only provisionally suggested in the philosophic idea of universal unity. I have no idea. Only by personality approach can any person begin to comprehend the unity of God. To deny the personality of the first source and center leaves one only the choice of two philosophic dilemmas, materialism or pantheism.
What's pantheism?
Yeah, that was my question.
I think is that to do with believing in lots of different gods? Let me look.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the contemplation of deity, the concept of personality must be divested of the idea of corporeality. A material body is not indispensable to personality in either man or God.
Oh.
I don't understand what that means.
Say it again. Material body is not
indispensable to personality in either man or God.
I would
Need a body.
say, accept you don't understand and move on.
Yeah. The corporeality error is shown in both extremes of human philosophy. In materialism, since man loses his body at death, he ceases to exist as a personality. In pantheism, since God has no body, he is not therefore a person. The superhuman, pantheism must be something different from what?
One of the meanings of pantheism is the worship or tolerance of many gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them.
He ceases to exist. In pantheism, since God has no body, he is not therefore a person. The superhuman type of progressing personality functions. The superhuman type of progressing personality functions in a union of mind and spirit. I'll let someone else read now.
You're out, Kev, today?
Oh, you're on mute.
It's okay. He's out.
Oh. So is this really saying something different than to A Course in Miracles, basically, or it's a bit?
It's just the next level. It's like
The next level.
I was in a group called URANTIA Course in Miracle group. It was very interesting. And there was one woman who was very switched on, and she put it this way. She said, you know, Course in Miracles is more like how to.
Right.
Like how to awaken, how to dislodge, how to forgive, how to, stop throwing grievances around. Whereas this is more like, what is it about? So she would call it more what rather than how.
Oh, okay.
So this just gives you an amazing description of something so far-fetched. But it's so, I find it so consistent. Nothing opposes itself, everything is like, I don't know, I think it's just all about opening enough space to let that sink in. And some of the things will dawn on you later. I think they put something in and later on they elaborate on it because they know we don't understand. So.
I just don't know. I just always have, every now and again, I have this lurking suspicion somewhere within me that there's something a bit off. The course is not quite. There's something wrong with it.
That A Course in Miracles.
Yes, there's something.
Well, you might find the spark better.
Yeah. Anyway.
Say it again, Alison.
I think that Kim might find the Sparkly book is better because like there were things that Ken Wapnick changed in it when he did the editing.
I do have the Sparkly book, yeah.
You do have the Sparkly book.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still see it like that, particularly since we know a little bit about Course of Love, that it is just a mind training.
But that's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's massive. But I can see it. It's a mind training. And like A Course of Love says, you can't undo mind with mind. But yes. You can prepare the mind. So I think Course in Miracles is an amazing preparation, because when something much bigger than we know occurs, you don't make up a story that's based on something. You just go, aha.
Oh, so it's like temporarily we've got to put aside the physicality in order just to deal with the mental, maybe, and then
it helps you to dislodge the old concepts, even the concepts that are like the way Bible was interpreted, like everything was interpreted.
Well, it's those questions that were in chapter 14 in A Course of Love that we just read. Those questions. What happens if we lay aside everything we think we know, and see it from a completely new perspective?
Yeah.
Like it's the same as he says in the lesson 189. He goes like, simply do this. Lay aside everything you think you know. All ideas, what God is, what Holy Spirit is, what Jesus is, what anything is.
Yes.
Do not hold on to any structure that was given to you or that you made up by observing what you think is the world, right? So put all that aside. Empty your mind of everything.
I can just
even suspicion.
We go through all this URANTIA book, and we get to the end of it, and we go, oh, now I have a grasp of how it all works. And then the next one's going to tell us, now you have to let go of all that.
Yeah.
Well, he does it with this far-fetched concepts, far-flung idea. They're just so huge that you can only just kind of like have a little peek and go, whoa. But in that, you dislodge the tiny little structures of the human existence and what we think we know.
Yes. I mean, it's not enough for me to chuck it out or anything, but
yeah,
I just find it's lurking there, you know.
yeah. Listen, but I have the same. The same, particularly doing right use of will, which I think is just like the courses for the mind. Right use of will is for the feeling or the emotional intelligence development, without which I don't think you can really comprehend any of this. Like just in the mind, this is just too big for it. But when you start feeling these things, like suddenly your feeling will tell you what it means in some weirdest way that you never expected it could inform you. That feeling could be so profoundly intelligent.
Yes.
That's way beyond the intelligence of what we call intelligence. Emotional intelligence is just profound. Just profound. And particularly lately, I've been really doing a lot of just allowing myself to feel feeling and stepping back and letting this feeling to become the number one, allowing it to fully lead the way. And then in that, the feeling begins to show me what it is. And I sit there in awe. I'm going like, wow, is this all in me? And I had to do nothing, just step back and let this inform me.
Yes.
And when it does, I just sit there I'm stunned often, daily. I'm stunned daily. I'm going like, wow. And all I'm doing is nothing.
Yeah.
Just stepping back and allowing the feeling to educate me.
Right.
And it does. Like, these practices that do, like, can you allow yourself to feel something, and then you just like allow it more. It's basically, you're not pushing it, you're just stepping back, you're giving the feeling self, the emotional intelligence to basically evolve the way it could not evolve before. And then suddenly you see with your feelings, you go like, oh, you see with your heart, like it actually does have eyes of some kind that are not like these eyes, of course. And you see, like, just allow yourself to drop into your heart for a moment. So you just go zoom, just go down, walk in, and now look at everyone here with the heart. Right? Like you're not in your head right now, right? You're not looking with these eyes, really. You're looking with something else. Can you see that? And even closing your eyes could be like, oh, I see you even better now. You see? That's what Jesus always talks about in A Course in Miracles. Like it's the vision, is not the physical sight, even though even the physical sight becomes different. Like you will see the face of Christ in your brother, and it will surprise you that you've never seen it, haven't seen it before. Actually, it will also remind you that you have seen it, you just did not recognize it yet. That's where the mind training comes in. It prepares the way. It goes like, hey, just stop doing some grievances. I told you, in my language, just let me just finish that.
Yeah.
In my language, and I love this. Grievance means make yourself heavy.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Isn't it good? It's like you just become heavy. There's no way you can feel light.
Yes.
You see?
Well, it's obviously a great suspicion is coming from the ego mind that's, whereas the heart would just know. Yeah.
The heart knows. And then now we're just learning to step back and let the heart lead the way. And then mind becomes actually very, very amazing. It's not that we need to get rid of the mind.
No.
It becomes amazing when the heart leads the way.
Yes.
But that is really the idea that Jesus is your heart, Herod is your mind, Mary is the emotional intelligence in you, without which you can't birth the Christ.
Well, Herod is very suspicious, isn't he?
Yeah, suspicious and kills anything that looks anything like birth of Christ, birth of child, right?
Yes.
It works perfectly.
Yeah.
Like that story suddenly becomes, oh, of course. But it's not outside you. It's not like an historical event. It's your Herod coming out. It's like, what about this? Don't you have to pay bills, darling?
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, in the most subtle ways. I remember Teddy saying the ego is sneaky, or like sneaky and vicious.
It doesn't want you to trust in anything, does it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You begin to see the Bible is just a story of you, that all these characters, they live in you, including God.
I saw something yesterday online that really disturbed me. I thought, oh my God, this world's fucked, and I was thinking about it later, and I thought, you can so easily get caught in this stuff about what they are doing, and it always has to come back to, like, I realized this morning, it has to come back to, Lord, heal my mind.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that is, I don't even recognize what that is in me that looks like that, but I need that to be cleared out of my thinking.
Your grievance that makes you heavy.
Yeah. Because it, like, those things, there's a lot out there, but there's a lot reflected that scares me if I look at it.
Of course.
It really scares me, and it's got to be approached a different way. We can't keep on approaching it as trying to fix these things outside ourselves.
Beautiful. Yes. So when you're reading stories,
it's even in me. I take all these supplements every morning because somehow it makes me feel better. I don't know why it makes me feel better. If it's just my belief in it, I don't know why. I try stopping them, and but I guess it's all in that kind of thing, which is in my very personal life. It is reflected in me thinking something outside of me can come in and help and fix it,
Yes. Well, I think we've come to a conclusion. I wouldn't hold on to it, but it's good, hey?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's good because I do need to recognize this suspicion that I've got in my mind. So
that's beautiful. I reckon allow yourself to be suspicious.
Yes.
Part of you, they go like, God, I shouldn't be questioning this.
Yes.
I was like, allow yourself. Let's do this for fun. Anybody suspicious here about anything?
Yes. Oh, of course.
Let's do it. Let's be suspicious. Could you allow yourself to be fully suspicious? Say yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Allow it more? Yes.
Yes.
Not getting anything.
You got to feel it, like you got to feel suspicious. There's being suspicious, like an idea. It's like, oh, suspicious. But there is a feeling to it.
Right.
Like, how does it feel when someone's suspicious?
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah. So allow it more. See, we're trying to get rid of this stuff. We're trying to get rid of the thought, what appears to be negative. But then we make it real that way. When you simply allow yourself to be, you don't even, if suspicious is not working, you could try something else. Okay, let's do this one. Can you allow yourself to feel good? Say yes.
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 And the minute you say yes, you're going to feel the tiny little twinge of feeling good feeling. And now we're doing like, okay, let that feeling grow. So could you allow it even more? Like, can you allow that feeling of feeling good grow? Say yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. See, it's already, your face looks different. So now you're feeling it, right? And even more?
Yes.
Just say yes. You got to say yes. You can't
Yes.
think about it. The minute you start thinking about it, you're placing limitations on it. You see, that's the whole trick.
Thinking about it.
That's the whole trick. Human being takes it into the mind and begins to ramble and makes the whole world like a tiny made ideas on steroids, right? Instead, just feel good. Allow yourself to feel good. It doesn't have to be ecstatic. Just feel good for no good reason. Allow it more. Yes. And a bit more. And the minute you say yes, your will goes, cool, here it comes. And you begin to feel good. And you're just feeling good. This is like very simplest, most basic thing. Actually, if you could allow yourself to feel good for 24 hours, I guarantee you will experience the kingdom of heaven. Because it accumulates. The more good you feel, the more you're impregnating yourself with a good feeling. So what you sow, you shall reap. And so you keep going. When I did this first time, I used to do this for hours. Hours. Could you just allow yourself to feel good for an hour? Say yes.
Yes.
Hi, Chaz. Yes. And just keep allowing it and allowing it and allowing it. See, basically doing nothing, you're stepping back and you're letting this good feeling to birth itself to the max. So now that you can do with any feeling. Eventually you realize even bad feelings begin to feel good when you allow them to be what they truly are. Because you're back in a flow of actually expressing everything that's occurring rather than getting rid of it and suppressing it and then you divide yourself into two, like this is a good one and that thing is bad.
Right.
And what I'm saying?
Yeah, and in denying those negative ones, there's so much wisdom in them and we're just chucking it away.
Bingo. You realize that negative feelings is the kingdom of heaven. Actually, I like how Righteous will put it. It says, darkness is a part of creation that receives light.
Right.
Isn't that beautiful? See that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's just lovely. I was like, oh, the darkness is just part of it all. And when it receives light, it starts seeing itself.
So in denying them, you're not actually getting any light. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
So let's just quickly have a quick go on some kind of lightly negative feeling. Which one would you like to do?
Oh.
Not too annoying, bad feeling.
Just like, when you feel a little bit grumpy.
All right, so let's do grumpy. Could you allow yourself to feel a little bit grumpy? Just say yes. Don't think about it. When you think about it, you screw it.
Yes.
Good. Just a little bit more grumpy, and then just a tiny bit more. Like, give that grumpiness bit of space to be. So like, I am grump.
I love grumpy.
I love grump. Exactly. You see? So look at that. We're doing grumpy, and everyone, even Kevin, is smiling. Look at Anthony. Put your mic on, Baba. Put your mic on.
I love grumpy.
Yeah, I love grumpy.
I love grumpy. Fuck yeah.
Grumpy.
I'm fucking grumpy.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, that's enough grumpy. I'm going to go
now.
Beautiful. Yeah. And allow even more of this grumpy. Yes. Don't think about it. Yes. And next minute, you're giving the grumpiness expression. When you express it, you don't suppress it. So it's expressed. And in the non-opposition, it vanishes.
Yes, because every morning I wake up, I think I'm pretty much grumpy every morning. But then I quickly deny it. And so,
Yeah.
I'm stuck there. Yeah.
You read some of that book, you doubt.
Yes, well, I do. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Anyway, can you see, Penelope, how it works? So you just allow some of these feelings that we normally get rid of. Yeah, because that's the actual atonement. You become one with that feeling. The atonement is becoming one with something, so we no longer are in conflict. You wake up in the morning and go like, "Whoo, grumpy, grumpy's up."
Yeah, it ties in with what I've been listening to Bob's wife, Kat Adamson, on the Sunday because she's been doing the spiel for him. And I thought, oh, this is what he's been saying. She's been saying the same thing about allowing
Yeah.
and embracing it all. She said there's no separation. It's all,
Yes.
part of the
Yes.
oneness, and it's all just coming and going, and it's all welcome. And
Exactly. Because
yeah,
right now you must be aware that you are good. You can also be bad. You can also have an ugly side. Anyone's got an ugly side here? I do. Right? Now, what is there to hide? When you're willing to hide nothing, you will enter into communion. So we have ugly side. We also have magnificent side. Anyone? Who finds magnificent harder to do?
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah.
Who finds magnificent the hardest?
Yeah.
So let's do magnificent. Could you allow yourself to feel magnificent? Just say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm having trouble with all this, Cole, because I feel a bit like this is all just like embracing duality instead of
No.
unity.
No. That unite with everything.
But
In separating them, it's duality. In making one good or bad, that's duality.
I have trouble with embracing an idea that I can be bad because I know the reality is that's not true.
But in truth, there is no such thing as good and bad.
Right.
So why trying to get rid of it if it's not there?
They're both illusion.
Both illusion. Good is illusion.
So why do we embrace illusion as if it's true? It's
Well,
not.
that's the awakening. You stop embracing good, bad, ugly, magnificent, and then you wake up to a brand new reality. Like this guy is pointing to. There's like, hey, there's so much more to it, but we're just playing in this what do they call it? The good and evil kind of environment. He says it in the Bible. Hey, you eat from the tree of good and evil. You start doing.
It tells you not to.
But that's what we did, and that's why
what we
separate.
did. We started doing it, and that's how we kicked ourselves out of paradise. He didn't say, hey, he didn't kick us out. We kicked ourselves out, and we said, God did it.
Yeah, but what we did was we ate from the tree of good and the knowledge of good and evil, and now you're telling us to continue and enjoy it. That's what it feels like to me.
No. To make nothing good or evil. It's just one thing.
Yes.
I look at it like a stick. One end says good, one end says bad, but it's still the one stick. You know what I mean? It's still the one stick. Depends what end you want to go to. There's no difference really. But our mind makes it different all the time. We have to have good. We have to be better. We have to get rid of the bad, so-called. We've got to be, I don't know, just some ideal of something that we don't even know of what it is.
Yeah, I guess I am having difficulty with embracing grumpiness when actually I was embracing happiness and just I can do it and enjoy it. Why would I want to embrace grumpy or grumpiness?
Because it's the same thing. Because if you can be happy, in grumpiness, what's the difference?
Because in grumpiness I can be blaming, and I don't think that's helpful. It's not helpful in my life to blame. It is not helpful for me.
Well, why blame that?
That's what I do when I'm grumpy. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing when I'm grumpy is I'm using.
I think it's the meaning we give to it as well. Like, you know, technically there's no label grumpy. It's really just a feeling or a sensation. And if we don't label it, we don't, you know, we just let ourselves feel it, then it's not that. It's not grumpy. It's just coming in, and it falls away when it falls away. I think that's what.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the problem because I do that. I judge things, and that's the problem. We judge it, and then we start to have thoughts
about it
instead of letting it be exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
And this helps you to kind of develop this, that you actually just let things express. You let them pass through. Jesus calls it, in a course of love, he calls it a pass through.
And it's like that.
Yeah, the wind. You just let it pass through you.
I was talking about the wind in a course of love, remember? The wind just goes whoosh, passes through everything.
I think with the making it more, you know, can I be more grumpy? That's not passing through. That's just making it bigger holding it. Me.
That's what I'm saying. Don't hold it. You don't hold it. When you actually feel, so when you do it mental, it will become mental. But when you actually feel it, you will begin to feel that the will, the part of your part that only feels, will express it. Otherwise, you just push it back in. That's going to come back again. That's how you make
movement, being, expression.
That's it.
But he talks about movement being an expression, being in relation to really positive things.
Yes.
Like expression of kindness and expression of art and beauty, and you know, here only listed really positive things.
Yes, but I don't think that can really come until you've allowed the other so-called negative things as well.
Yes.
You're cutting yourself off from all of it, really.
That's what I'm talking about. This is the emotional intelligence. When that begins to evolve, which has got nothing to do with mind, zero. It's a different quality in us. Like a thought is electric. This is more magnetic. Electric, we have already so much electricity, we're just burning our heads with it. But the magnetic is static. It's not vibrating, it's not alive. That's the whole idea of Mary. You know, the Mary within is the magnetic part of you.
Also, I think if I don't allow and accept my own grumpiness, I'm going to judge grumpy people severely.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. That's Kim. Thank you. I wanted to share that what I found is that when I let it out, whether it's grumpy or whatever, what happens is, like something floating on water, my idle or my normal state of being rises because I welcome anger, blame, but I move through them. If I don't move through them, I have this enormous, luggage of things that I've said, I don't want to feel this today. I'll carry it with me. Well, that costs me.
The heavy grievances.
Heavy, I guess exactly, make you heavy. That's right.
The heavy suitcase, man.
That's right. Because they are the blocks to my awareness of love presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as there's no make wrong involved, what I find is when I clean out the so-called bad or negative, oh my gosh, I get a playfulness.
Yeah.
The truth is the truth. If truthfully you're grumpy, that's the truth of it. Why make it? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
To, acknowledge the truth, whatever's flowing through. It's okay. Whatever. Even if you murder someone, I reckon.
All right.
Like, if you want to go to the extreme, like it's just all the same shit.
All right, let's pretend.
I do kind of get that.
Sorry, I went too far.
You're going to read again, Cole?
Yeah, let's read because the mind the mind might get better of us, you know?
Yeah, it goes to the extreme, yeah.
Yes. All right.
Does anybody remember the saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste?
All right.
No. Okay. It was an American commercial years ago. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Where are we? What number are we on?
Personality is not simply an attribute of God. The third para.
1:5:13.
Personally is not simply an attribute of God. Wow. It rather stands for the totality of the coordinated, infinite nature of the
And
the unified divine will, which is exhibited in eternity and universality of perfect expression. Woo!
Yes, exactly.
I think he just nailed it in one sentence, eh? Personality is the supreme sense.
In the supreme sense.
personality in the supreme sense.
In the supreme sense, what did I say?
Is.
Ah,
A little different meaning.
I like to shift this book into a little bit to my limited scope of expression. Personality in the supreme sense is the revelation of God to the universe of universes.
Oh.
It's all going to get revealed. That's all. It's coming. God, being eternal, universal, absolute, and infinite, does not grow in knowledge nor increase in wisdom. Ugh. God does not acquire experience as finite man might excuse me.
Thank you.
Must be true. As finite man might conjure or comprehend.
Conjecture.
Oh, thank you. But he does, within the realms of his own eternal personality, enjoy these continuous expansions of self-realization, which are in certain ways comparable to and analogous with the the acquirement. Oh, thank you guys, you're my saviors. Of the new experience of the finite creatures of the evolutionary world. My God, that just made me.
Oh. So it's basically saying whatever we experience, grumpiness or whatever, God enjoys it.
Exactly.
Yay!
He's talking here about enjoying those continuous expansions of self-realization.
Mm-hmm. Let that sink in. Oh, the absolute perfection of the infinite God would cause him to suffer the awful limitations of unqualified finality, of perfectness, were it not a fact that the Universal Father directly participates in the personality struggle of every imperfect soul in the wide universe, who seeks by divine aid to ascend to the spiritually perfect world of on high.
Wow.
That's mouthful.
In other words, the struggle keeps him from boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
His progressive experience of every spirit being and every mortal creature throughout the universe of universes is a part of the Father's ever expanding deity consciousness, of the never-ending divine circle of ceaseless self-realization. Wow. I love it.
Never ending. That's never ending.
Yeah. But look how much you're smiling, Penelope. You're like beaming, you're beaming happy. See?
Thank you.
And we're reading all this material, and we just realize that we just can't stop smiling. And you might go like, I don't understand this, but that's good. Imagine you understand everything. Wouldn't that be boring? Imagine you would always have to say, I know. The pain of that, like, I know. It's really something is like, yeah, I know. See, it works perfectly, doesn't it? It is literally true. In all your afflictions, he is afflicted. In all your triumphs, he triumphs in and with you. His personal divine spirit is a real part of you. Wow. The Isle of Paradise responds to all the physical metamorphosis of the universe of universes.
What's the Isle of Paradise?
Whoa, that's a little surprise. That's the abode of the Father. Yeah, there's a whole section on it somewhere.
Oh, okay.
There's this little video I can send you if you like. That's just puts it into amazing perspective. It's only 5 minutes long, but it's just...
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
And that kind of shows you what the Isle of Paradise is. It's kind of graphic, but it's very well done. The Isle of Paradise responds to all physical metamorphosis of the universe of universes. The eternal sun includes all the spirit impulses of all creation. The conjoined actor encompasses all the mind expression of the expanding cosmos. See, all of them, all the expressions. Isn't that lush? The universal Father realizes in the fullness of the divine consciousness all of the individual experience of the progressive struggles of the expanding minds and ascension spirits.
Ascending.
Oh, thank you. Ascending spirits of every entity, being, and a personality of the whole evolutionary creation of the time and space.
You add a lot of that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And all this is literally true, for in him we all live and move and have our being.
It's one of my favorite lines, that in him we live and move and have our being. It's so beautiful.
Oh, so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how would you know except if you felt it?
Yeah.
That's why the feeling is the secret.
You know how the Course says God knows nothing of this dream? Does that then mean he just knows nothing of our personal perception? Would that be right? Or you know how we've all got our own personal idea of what we think the world is, and is that what it would mean? A bit like, you know, you have a dream at night when you wake up. If you've had if you're a kid, your parents don't know what dream you've had. Is it a bit like that?
I don't know. In just before that, he said he's part of everything is part of it, didn't he?
Yeah, because I'm thinking here it says that he's aware of it, but I'm thinking, but then the course says that he's not aware of it. And I'd worked out in my mind, I thought, oh, maybe because it's like a dream. You know, you have it, if you're a kid, you have a dream, you have a bad dream, you try and tell your parent doesn't know anything about it because you're the one that's had the dream. So I'm wondering how that applies here. Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
You realize it is your personal dream. That was just your personal thing. And when you drop into this unity where everything is one, you just see that it was just your dream, but even that you wouldn't judge. It's not like a big deal. Like in a course, it sounds kind of punitive, like, oh, this is just so, you know, but it's not like that. I don't think it's like that. I think the biggest thing with the Course in Miracles happened, there's so much interpretation of it that it's just became something else. In my experience.
Yeah.
Because Course in Miracles should really work. You read a line and it's a fact. You just let it sink in and take you to this new place. The minute you give it interpretation, you placed something from the past on it, and now it's not what he says. And even these so-called advanced teachers of God have placed so many needless statements on it that now people think that that's what they have to do, that they have to cram all these ideas in their head and being able to teach it, because teach only love means teach Course in Miracles. But it's not so. Have an experience of Course in Miracles, learn from that experience, become that experience, and ooze the experience is to teach only love. It doesn't say teach Course in Miracles. And some people might step on and start teaching this. Good luck to you people. But sharing your own experience and sharing the concepts is a very different ball game.
I've got to go at 9 o'clock, just saying.
Okay. Well, we can even bring it to a close, and we've been here for a while now.
Well, we're up to the next number 6 anyway.
How many pages is that? That's quite a few pages.
No, it's not that long. We could probably manage it if you want.
In 10 minutes?
Well, it's maybe not.
No, we would be pushing it, honey. And then we would push it. We would just, push it and instead of enjoy it.
Anyway, I think that was enough information.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave that because that was good. We're not in a hurry with this.
But it is interesting how it somehow, it seems quite factual, but it's also joyful. Yeah. I don't know why that is, but it's lovely. Yeah.
It is lovely. So let's leave it at the personality in the universe. Then we know where to continue from. Anyway, that was fun, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Cole.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was good. I enjoyed that. I'm glad I joined. Thank you, Kim, for telling me about it.
Oh, no, did I?
Yeah,
oh,
you did. You mentioned it. And I said, actually, I might join that. That's good.
Do you guys see?
Right, yes.
Do you guys see each other? You and Penelope?
Yeah, I'm glad you're
here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, my chef.
Bye.
Yes. Bye. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you.
It's a good way to start Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a Sunday. Sunday church.
Better than church.
You know, this is the thing. I'm actually listening to quite a few people talking who've been doing Urantia for a long time. And they're really, really going like, the Melchizedek was a third epochal revelation. Then came Bible, which was a fourth epochal revelation. And this is the fifth. So this is actually the new Bible for this millennium. When finally people get to see that that's what it is.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
It's funny because I sort of thought of Course in Miracles and Course of Love as that.
Yeah. But as like I said, you know, the Course of Miracles and Course of Love is more like how to.
Right. So they're more like an instruction manual.
Exactly. Whereas this gives like, let me show you, let me give you the whole picture so you can start sinking in where you're going next.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a textbook, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
in place of all the rubbish and lies of the textbooks from school.
Spectacular. And also if you listen to some of the Urantian people who've been doing this for a long time, some of they do it just like the Course of Miracles, just cramming this idea into their head, and
oh God,
and you can feel there is no experience there.
There's one Nicole, thing. Do you know if there's anything about how the Urantia book came about? Is there any information in that? Because I'm curious in the story of it.
Yeah, the story of it is also a bit bizarre, and then they also say there's two stories to it.
It's probably more than that.
But mostly they come to these two things. One is that it was just showed up, materialized. I mean, when you look at all this, all this amazing information, how could something just materialize, just like universe materialized? It's one thing. The second story is that it's been written down through a sleeping, what do they call it? Like a sleeping entity. You know, somebody just goes to sleep and begins to go blah, 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 and somebody begins to write it down. It started something in 30s, even 20s, I think. And just the person began to talk, and somebody began to write it all down, and that's how URANTIA book came. So there are a few talks on this somewhere. If I find one, I'll send you one. But I don't follow these. I rather follow the book than following the people who talk about it so much.
One of the talks was interesting, and it was saying that it came about in that era before AI. So AI can't be said that it's made up from AI material.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which is interesting, I think. Yeah.
Well, it was first published in 1955, so it's been around for a while. It's like it's been out.
And they kept it. I was impressed at how affordable it was for the size of the publication. Like they kept it really cheap.
Yeah, really cheap, and they have it in many languages now. I've put a whole Czech version out on my YouTube of it. Very beautiful translation, amazing translation. I mean, imagine translating this. Wow.
Yeah.
But really, really well done. Whoever did that was just amazing.
Did it come out in English first?
Yeah, it's in English, yeah. And now
I think he was American, the sleeper guy, wasn't he? Yeah.
So are there videos about it?
Yeah. If you go like Origins of Urantia book or something, you type into YouTube, I'm sure you will get something. Or how it came, or you could go on a Google and Google it. There'll be tons of it.
Yeah. All right.
It tells you inside too a free, I've just read here, download a free audio recording of it. Yeah.
You can. I wish they would come up with some really nice recording of it. I haven't heard nice recording of it yet. Like it's either old quality, like you can hear that they were like did it a long time ago. One guy did it on a YouTube, which is really nice, but the quality is not that nice.
Well, if it could be put onto Kindle or something, because I think Kindle can actually read stuff to you.
Oh yeah, everything can. Like
automated,
my iPhone can read it to me.
Yeah.
But just to have a really nice recording of it, I haven't seen it. I tried to get Barry to do it, and he did the introduction, but he was just in a hurry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't heard a really nice recording of it yet.
There wouldn't be any one voice that would be everyone would like, I don't think.
Well,
Barry's voice was pretty amazing.
His voice was good.
What you can do nowadays, apparently there's an application now that have like the voices of the most famous actors that have beautiful voices.
Oh.
And then it's I think it's a bit pricey. And then you can do anything, any book you have, any PDF you put in, they will read it for you. So imagine, who's your favorite voice in the world?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, there you go.
Comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, Whoopi, that would be.
I think AI already does that, Cole. AI is doing that now. I think it's like it'll just do any voice you want.
Yeah, I just saw something online yesterday about these scams that now use people's voices. So you think you're talking to someone you know, your daughter or whoever.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, you can find some voice that will read it to you quite well. Like on iPhone, all I have to do is just go like boom with 2 fingers, and it will read me anything in quite a good voice.
I wonder what voice it would come up with if you asked for God's voice.
I think it sounds a lot like mine.
Or a perfect voice. But again, you know, perfection
would sound a lot like mine.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I'm going now. Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to go too. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. See you next
time.
You.
Great day. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Good.
Ciao.
Good job.
See you later.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.